What is up, people? We are back from the Birket 6-hour race. And ups and downs, highs and lows, but we're back. And I'm going to give you a quick run through on what went on. I'm working on doing the videos, but there's a lot of footage there, and I can't get the data to sync from my GoPro for the telemetry. So I might have to leave that off. But you can see my phone on the dash. I've got the RaceQuip app on there, giving me my lap times, lap positions, and stuff like that. But the Mini, let's talk overall straight off about the Mini. The Mini became sort of the underdog in the race, and everybody was loving the Mini. I spent more time sitting in this car just in case. This became the car with no issues. The car worked perfectly. Couple of minor things I could tell you straight away. The flat shift on the gear shift, sometimes it wasn't releasing the gears. I think it needs a slight bit more tweaking in the map to allow the cut to come off. And mechanical issue, nothing. That is the only issue, was every now and again it wouldn't pull out of gear. I had one missed shift the whole weekend. That was me. I just didn't shift it properly. Apart from that, the Mini worked flawlessly. Didn't have to put a spanner on this car. Fuel, I was only running the car to 9,000 RPM to conserve fuel. It worked out at the end. I didn't need to. We had plenty of fuel. On this tank of fuel, I could have ran about 25 to... We worked it out at about a litre a lap. I got 30 litres. Could have done 30 laps. So we think I could have gone out and done 25 laps. Straight off, no problem. So fuel, I didn't have to, but maintained the car. Last race of the year, 9,000 shift. That's why my lap times were down a little bit. This car can do a 2:30 round there on its slicks. Now these tyres I know will cost me about 3 seconds a lap. Plus I was running at 9,000. I think my lap times were around 2:36, 2:37s, consistent. There was all he is, he has to be consistent. Consistently slow, consistently fast, but consistent. That's how you have to run it. So I ran a little bit slower on the RPMs to save everything, but the car worked well. The tyres, they're good. I will give it to you as I see it. They take about a lap to come on, and they are good. They're not as good as slicks, don't get me wrong. They're not as good as slicks. You can feel the weight in them. Do you know what I mean? But they are good. I went out on them and nearly span on my second corner. Brand spanking new tyres. Honestly, cold, new tyres. Felt like a right school kid. So, scrubbed them in for quali, first couple of laps, and then started to put a bit of pressure on them. The front left and front left, this one and that one, left front, left rear, overheated a little bit. That's why I came in at about 13 minutes. And also I worked it out to 13 minutes to about 10 minutes running flat out. Then we could measure the fuel. So we topped the fuel back up, measured how much we'd put in, worked that out into minutes, and blah de blah de blah. This is how long I can run. But the tyres, they really came alive. These AR1s, they did seem to come alive. Not as grippy as the slicks, obviously, but well manageable. You'll see from my videos, I slide this car around a lot. Whenever you see an input in the steering wheel, normally it's because the back's stepping out. But these tyres, I never felt out of control. Even when it was sideways and I had smoke billowing off, I never felt out of control. I felt I knew exactly what the tyres were going to do when they were going to do it. So, in my opinion, the AR1s are pretty good. They are a lot cheaper than slicks, and they're pretty good. I'm going to put you on the tripod, okay? So, yeah, good tyres. AR1s, good. Got to get them warm, get your pressures right. These two came up to 31. So what we did is, while they were still hot, drop these to 28. So whilst the car was hot and standing still, we dropped all four to 28 psi. When I came in after my first stint, they were all still at 28 psi. So I set them hot to 28 psi. They cooled down. I didn't take a measurement of what they were cool, but now they're cold. So if I take a measurement now, it'll give me an idea of where I need to start next time out. Because tyres are very susceptible to pressures. And the higher the temperatures, the higher the pressures, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, tyres work well. Bearing, no issues. Fuel system, no issues. We had no rain, so I didn't have to put my wets on. Yay. So, yeah. The videos are coming. I'm going to show you the damage on the car, because we have got a little bit of damage on the car. Our team, overall, we were running third in class for a while. Then we had a couple of issues. Every team had a few issues, but my teams seem to have a lot of issues, because we had Team A and Team B. You had Intersport Racing and Intersport 1. We were Intersport 1. And we had our issues, don't get me wrong, we had our fair share of issues, but our corresponding team had a shit ton of issues. We had cars breaking down, which was just out of character. We had some mega bits of kit. The cars in our groups were serious race cars, and they were dropping like flies. But it's the way it is. It's the way it is. It's the way the cookie crumbles. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so I think we finished 5th in class, 25th overall out of 70 teams. We were higher up until the last two stints. We had a prop shaft fail on the E36 M3. Prop went on that. Then the Fiesta went in the gravel. The Fiesta had to run a minimum of 21 laps. So after we'd thrown a new wheel bearing in it, because it blew the wheel bearing out in quali, he went out, did 10 laps, come back in, no fuel. Went back out on his second stint, put it in the gravel. Came back in again, and then we had to send him back out again after the grey M3 went out. And it was just snowballing. So we were just losing time. And if you lose time, you lose laps. You lose laps, you just drop like a stone. I think 5th in class at one point, there was like 7 teams on the same lap. So you lose one lap, poof, you drop 7 places. It's that quick, like that, you're gone. So I'll show you the damage, and you'll see in the video exactly what happened. So the bonnet is toast. As you can see, it's all ripped. Basically, this pin failed. Yeah, snapped. And as this came up, this pin couldn't hold on. So this one snapped. And the bonnet flew over and pushed the windscreen into the car. Luckily, it's plastic. So this came up, smashed into the windscreen, put the windscreen through, bust all the bonnet up. But I managed to pull over to the track, hit the brakes, it went down, went over, saw the marshals. The marshal put the pin in. It came straight back up again, so I had to come off the track. So I only did like 8 laps in my first stint. I should have been out for 25. So I've come back round, next car's gone out, I've come back round, put nuts and bolts through all the pins, checked over, tyre pressures, fueled it up, got back in the car, back in line waiting to go out again. So that is the only damage. The bonnet came up, pushed it through. But you'll see that in the videos as they come. Apart from that, no oil leaks. The chain is fucking, sorry about my language, the chain is amazing. It's barely stretched. Barely stretched. This chain is the chain. It's mad. So this chain has done Donington, it's done Castle Combe, and now it's done the endurance race. And I guarantee you that could probably do at least another 2 to 3 races because it's barely got anywhere near the stretch. I know how far my other chain stretched. So this chain is capable of stretching that far and we are nowhere near, not even scratch the surface. So this car, its reliability is there. We are so close to getting this car bang on. I just wouldn't mind a touch more caster angle with these tyres being a little bit heavier. Every now and a little bit twitchy where it wasn't on the slicks because the slicks are a lot lighter tyre. So yeah, car amazing. Everything works. Nothing's broken. Nothing's leaking. Spot on. Couldn't have asked for a better car. And the way it just ended up where the team saying to me, you're the wild card basically. Have your car constantly ready, sitting there, because if another thing breaks down, someone goes off, you are out. And I spent hours sitting in this car, geared up, waiting, just in case. And one time I had to go straight away. It was like, fired up, you're off, you're out, gone. Because that's how it is with endurance. One car goes out for his hour's stint. The next driver has to sit in his car for an hour for that person's stint. If they have an issue, you're out. So technically, you're spending 2 hours in your car. But yeah, amazing. It was close that I was going to have to go out at the very end because we had the Fiesta come back in and I came in, Fiesta went out, BMW went out. If you had an issue, I was sitting in my car. I was the last car in the garage. Everything else was outside broken. And I was just sitting there waiting until we topped down, race over, then I could get out the car. But yeah, amazing experience to be there. Next year, we will be that bit better. We will be that bit better. And the Mini will be there again, just faster. Right then, so that is about it. I don't think I've missed anything off. I've told you what's broken. Tyres work really well, really well. They're not even that worn. They're a bit scrubbed. Like you've got little bits of rubber, but there's still so much tread on them. And you'll see from my video, this one's got a bit bigger snotters on it, but I slide this car around so much. Do you know what I mean? It's just, there's boatloads of grip left on them. And you can see I've used them all the way to the edges. All the tyre, all the way to the very edge on all 4 tyres. So they never overheated. And this one's gone a little bit purple. So this probably maybe got a little bit hot. But I've used all of the contact, you know what I mean? Which is where you need to be. Use it all. If you're not using part of your tyre, like this side here doesn't look used, something's wrong. Do you know what I mean? Something in your setup isn't right. Right then. So, videos to come. You'll see. And yeah, it was good fun. Really good fun. Good weekend. Hopefully next year we'll get better. The only thing I did notice is these stickers do hinder my GoPro footage a little bit. So these, ideally I should have put them here, but I didn't. I didn't even think, because I went to scrutineer and nearly failed it because I haven't got enough fire extinguisher nozzles. But we'll get to that in one of the videos. And I had to buy all new numbers. So we stood there in scrutineer and picking off all the numbers. I should have put this here. But you'll get the gist of it through the videos. Right, people. Thanks for watching. And you will see race footage coming soon. There'll be 3. Quali, stint 1, stint 2. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And I'll catch you in whichever one. See you later, people.